Alright folks, welcome back to the Rapture Gaming Network League playoffs. This is the quarterfinal draw between Team Impervious and First Departure. Team Impervious, the 6th seed. First Departure, the 3rd seed coming out of the regular season. So this has become it's an all Southeast Asian draw for the playoffs. The winner of this will go on to face Team Orange. Keep in mind this is the new Team Orange, so it's Winter and a lot of members of the old MUFC. And Titan, the old Team Orange, so the Team Orange minus Mushi, who are now called Titan Esports, were actually eliminated yesterday in the quarterfinal draw by Mineski, 2-1. So Mineski will face Myth Trust in the other semifinal draw. We're still to see that probably tomorrow. I'll have to ask the tournament admins whether it's going to be the Orange game tomorrow or the Myth Trust Mineski game, but either way it should be exciting. I am Vikrmond, so I'm going to be bringing you this game. Shiver is at DreamHack Winter, so you can send her all your love and support if you want. Obviously, she's still on Twitter. She's been posting videos from DreamHack on her YouTube, and you can also see her every so often on the stream as well. So definitely check that out. DreamHack is ongoing. It's on the Dream League stream, but so is this league, and we've had some interesting games. So the first game, Impervious started extremely well. It really seemed like they had the game in the palm of their hands with an amazing start on an Invoker by Isera. And yet First Departure pulled it back. They managed to get the Orchid on ChibiX33, who's, I guess they're stand-in, but he's rocking the tag. So I think, honestly, ChibiX33 might actually be First Departure's full-time replacement for Miracle, who, of course, left to play in China for Rising Stars. And now Miracle has actually joined Titan. So he's taking the spot. This was only recently announced, but he's coming back to Southeast Asia. He'll be taking the slot that was Ice on the Titan team. So we'll see what he manages to do on Titan. Of course, they were eliminated from this tournament. First Departure, however, ChibiX33 made an immense impact in the last game. They looked really, really good. And here we go into second game, and honestly, to start the draft, they've gone with something quite cheeky. Impervious first picked the Invoker last game, or they second picked him, but they picked him in their first two picks. And here, First Departure actually takes Invoker for themselves. So maybe saying, oh, you guys had a pretty good Invoker last game, but we'll show you the true power of invoking. So we'll see who it ends up being on that, whether it'll be Peloson, who's playing as mid or feed, as far as I know, or ChibiX33, but whoever it is, this is an interesting choice to take Invoker first again. It did make a big impact last game, but it just felt like once he added the Travels and the Blink and the BKB, you'd expect him to do more, but instead, paradoxically, Isera was able to do less with those additional items. So we'll see what First Departure managed to do. The Alchemist is their other selection, so they used that Support Alchemist very, very well last game. They're going to probably run Support Alchemist again this game. It really is, in my opinion, the way to play the hero in 6.79. He's just an absolutely excellent support. All of his tools are just as good for support as they are for carry. You can freely level his excellent spells first and not feel pressured into taking Greevil's Greed as one of your first two max skills. You can always take the Greevil's Greed later, which of course makes him farm better with less creep kills than any other support in the game. Frankly, I think he's one of the best supports in the game, and well worth taking as one of your first two picks. Their other pick is the Mirana. We'll see what role they end up running this Mirana in. Mirana is a pretty versatile pick. Teams have run her in the 1 role, teams have run her in the 3 role, which is what Impervious did in the last game. And teams have certainly run her in the 2 and 4 roles as well. Team Liquid runs Mirana as support frequently. Speed Gaming, the winners of MLG Columbus, run her as a mid primarily. So it's a hero that really can go anywhere. Taking her early in a draft doesn't reveal your plans. Meanwhile, Elder Titan actually sneaked through to the 4th pick, and Impervious takes him. And that makes me look at this lineup in a whole different light. I mean, Nyx Assassin is a fine hero. We've seen teams shy away from using him because they're not comfortable with landing the stun now that it's not hero targeted. But, I mean, if you aim it well, Impale is still an extremely strong stun, 2.77 second AoE stun. And of course, the Spiked Carapace is a 2.4 second stun that hits as many people as you want it to as well. They do know that there's a lot of uncontrolled AoE damage coming out from First Departure in the form of certainly the Acid Spray, but also the Starfall, also a lot of Invoker's damage, like the Meatball, Chaos Meteor, like the Deafening Blast, and all of that is going to get hit right into the Spiked Carapace and immediately cause a big stun to come out. So that's what they're hoping to use the Nyx Assassin for. We may see this be a mid Nyx Assassin. We may see it be support, but honestly, these days we more often see when Nyx Assassin is run, is more often run as a mid. Lifestealer, of course, just a very, very strong hero choice overall. Most commonly a carry This is probably going to be their one-role Lifestealer, support Rubik, and Elder Titan could go off-lane, could be their second support, we'll have to see. Darkseer is the selection for first departure. Their idea here is the Alchemist Darkseer combo. If you time the vacuum very well as the unstable concoction from the Alchemist is in flight, then you can get the basically this becomes an enormous AoE stun. The problem is that this is quite ping sensitive. You can lag and miss it by a bit, and then your unstable concoction only hits 1 or 2 people. Basically, the problem is that the problem with taking the Darkseer Alchemist combo is unless you have another hero that combos well with it, you're still stuck with a Darkseer, and Darkseer is a very, very low impact hero just in general. His wall is okay, but it's been nerfed a few times. It's just not the backbreaking spell it once was, and a lot of times, because of the power of a lot of heroes regen and just the sustainability of a lot of lineups these days, if you put down the wall and you don't really trap people onto it, they just walk away from the wall, and it's got a 100-second cooldown. They can just if, for instance, you're defending your high ground with Wall of Replica, they could just pull back, wait for 2 creep waves, and just push in when you still have about 40 seconds on the Wall of Replica, and they've completely healed all the damage. Without Wall of Replica, Darkseer just does very little. That Ion Shell doesn't do much after the laning stage. Great laning tool. Vacuum can only be used once a fight, so if it's not perfect, you've essentially spent just a huge amount of your tools. And Surge is nice, but it's not a teamfight winning ability, and all these factors help explain why Darkseer is actually the worst win rate hero picked more than 10 or 15 times in 6.79. The hero has a 30.8% win rate, which is anemic. There's very few heroes that low. Even more infrequently picked heroes, Darkseer's in the bottom 5 or the bottom 10. But of commonly picked heroes, Darkseer is easily the lowest win rate. That said, it is a pick that you can capitalize on if you have the right combination. And the idea here of having the Chain Alchemist Unstable Concoction and having Invoker to do Deafening Blast, Chaos Meteor, the typical Invoker combo, might just be enough to actually make this Darkseer good, as long as they have the execution. You have to make sure that vacuum hits. When it was 14 seconds, you could completely whiff a vacuum, and hey, 10 seconds later, you basically have another one. But with 28 seconds, you get 1 vacuum per team fight, and it has to count. Now, if you have the execution, then absolutely Darkseer can still be great. Meanwhile, for Impervious, they have a very, very dummy-proof combo. In fact, they don't really even need a combo. All they have is these great stuns from Nyx Assassin. They have the damage coming out from Lifestealer. Lifestealer is naturally strong against Invoker because he can just pop the Rage button, and Invoker can't do that much. He has the Forged Spirits to do damage. Those are quite strong against Lifestealer, but the Cold Snap obviously doesn't matter. If he gets Eul's Scepter, that doesn't matter. None of his other spells are going to have an impact. Lifestealer can just go straight at his face and try to chew it off, and Invoker will need... this is probably a 4-staff Invoker game, honestly. Lifestealer, of course, not the strongest Alchemist. The composite damage can be very useful against him. The physical damage will hit him even if he rages while the stun is flying. He'll still take the damage, he won't take the stun. So Alchemist is going to be fine against Lifestealer, but they're going to need a little more physical damage to chew through this guy. I don't feel they have quite enough physical, even with the farming Mirana. Rubik, of course, is just here to steal spells. Fine hero, fun hero to play against Invoker. He also can do quite well against Darkseer. Even the Alchemist Stun or the Alchemist Ultimate are great for Rubik to pick up. And Elder Titan, what's there to be said about this hero? Natural Order is a disgusting ability. The reduction of armor, the reduction of resistance, basically makes him combo with anything that can do damage. And Lifestealer, certainly more than capable of doing damage. Meanwhile, the Nyx Assassin is going to be trying to be an Invoker Slayer. He's just going to follow him around. Vendetta, Mana Burn, hopefully just kill the Invoker outright in almost every fight. And Enchantress just adds a little bit more DPS onto Impervious. The one thing I don't love about this Enchantress pick is you mostly pick her for a consistent source of pure damage. And pure damage from the Impetus really doesn't care whether or not somebody has Natural Order on them, so I don't feel that they have that much that combos with this Natural Order. Surprisingly, because just about everything combos with him. But, just the Vendetta and Lifestealer's damage is going to be enough to pop almost anybody if they have Natural Order on them. And Elder Titan is such a strong hero just because of the scouting, the harassment, the lane presence. There's really nothing about Elder Titan that's not extremely strong. And Enchantress gives them more DPS, gives them a good roamer. They're just going to be very effective on the whole, I feel. And most likely it is going to be a Nyx Assassin in the mid. And we'll see how it ends up going for Impervious in this game too. So, game 1, of course, First Departure was able to win their draft. A little bit cheeky, a little bit combo reliant. We'll see if they're able to pull off what they're trying to go for here in Game 2. First Departure, of course, with a 1-0 lead. They're going to be seeking to advance in the bracket and face Orange in the semifinals. ChibiX33, we saw an amazing clinks from him last game. It does look like he's playing the one role on this team. He'll be piloting up the Mirana. He'll be supported by Bane, who is being played by their stand-in. Still not sure who this stand-in is. He's been keeping his profile private. If you have information as to who's standing in for First Departure, please let me know in the Twitch chat. Lubby, for the second game in a row, will be on the support Alchemist. They will also be helping, in addition to ChibiX in the bottom lane, they'll be rotating around to help Hana on the off lane with Darkseer, and Peloson in the middle on the Invoker. Looking up towards Impervious, they'll be having a most likely a solo hard lane, Elder Titan, Ice style as it were. SXO CKXS will be playing that hero. Is Sarah going up into the middle? Ooh, he's got the little grub set, the Chosen set for Nyx Assassin, Chosen Larva. This comes with a tournament ticket, I think, actually. I think another Southeast Asian tournament is using this set as a ticket. Nonetheless, he's on the Nyx Assassin in the middle, going to try to get levels and really punish that Invoker with Mana Burn later on. Smurf will be jungling as Enchantress. Dedicated support will be Insidious C using that Kuroki Rubik set. And Ninja Boogie is on the Lifestealer. So the Doom from him wasn't that high impact last game. He picked up a BKB that didn't do that much. I don't think we'll see BKB again. I think we will see high impact items from this Lifestealer, and Ninja Boogie will certainly be looking to take control of a game where the Lifestealer is able to try to chew on Invoker consistently. I mean, honestly, if you're Invoker, Lifestealer Nyx is two of the worst first pickups that you want to see. Like, you're just like, oh my god, that's a lot of damage. And Sarah already harassing Peloson back quite a bit. He took Quas first, so no Exort. Lowers his damage substantially, only 47 damage from this Invoker. He has been pooled quite a bit. So he got the Null Talisman pool and 2 Tangos given to him. Sorry, I should say. He bought Null Talisman Tango. Sorry, Null Talisman Salve. He's been pooled 2 Tangos. So a little bit less regen, but obviously the damage is critical if you're going to go Quas first on Invoker. And this will give him the regen that he really, really wants for health regen to try to stand up in the lane against this Nyx Assassin who's just going to be spamming stuff against him. Did he go fast bottle? Yes, he did. This bottle is going to be delivered to Sarah. Meanwhile, there's 2 supports hanging back here. It doesn't look like they're going to... The thing is with the Enchantress, the presence of the Enchantress makes it very difficult to snipe the Courier. If they could snipe this Courier while it brings the bottle, Invoker would have a way easier lane, but unfortunately it's very difficult to snipe bottle on Dire's side in the first place, and nearly impossible because of the presence of Smurf's Enchantress, who can just intercept that completely. So, just going to hang back, maybe try to counter gank, maybe try to gank the top lane. Basically a dual lane up here with sometimes presence from the Enchantress. The question is, can they kill Darkseer? The answer is, depends on Enchantress spawns. If they get a great Dark Troll Summoner spawn and they're able to land the net after Darkseer uses Surge, then yes. Or they can land the net, Darkseer surges, they use Telekinesis afterwards. I think it's certainly possible to weave your disables in between Darkseer surge cooldowns. And in fact, he's level 1 with Ion Shell. If Enchantress had found a creep that she was more happy with than the Hellbear Smasher, yeah, you'd see her rotate and try to get a kill. Unfortunately, the spawns didn't bend her way. There is a Dark Troll here now that she'll notice. We'll see if he tries to make a gank happen with that. But certainly not with any this Ogre Frost Mage or this Ogre Frost Mage camp that spawned here. Still, with the Rubik and the Enchantress, I do expect them to... Oh my god, I totally missed the first blood. Sorry, folks. They managed to get the kill on Sarah's Nyx Assassin. That's a great start for Peloson. He actually managed to get the last hit. Lubby and the stand-in Bane coming in. I mean, that's very, very good start for them. They pulled the lane back. Once the Nyx Assassin goes for it, they just managed to trap him up and get that kill. I apologize for missing that. I was a little bit in my own world there. So that's a 1-0 lead for First Departure. Already a good start in a lane that's not the most fun for Invoker in the world. ChibiX, meanwhile, completely unopposed down here. More or less, I mean, he's going to take some harassment. Looks like maybe Soul Ring first for Elder Titan, just to be able to consistently throw out Astral Spirit. And Isera, he's, what, 5 for 1, but 7 for 2 already for the Invoker. And the kill, so Nyx Assassin definitely not happy that he had to eat that death first. Bane, meanwhile, just stealing an Illusion Rune away from Nyx. We're going to see Invoker park his butt here and not go for runes. So. Hana has picked up some last hits. He's leveling well on Darkseer. Is he? Yeah, is a little bit behind where the Elder Titan is. Elder Titan, of course, pretty fearless hero. Able to scout out Lubby effectively. Able to, in fact, try to steal some last hits. Yep, he manages to get a last hit already on the melee creep of the Radiant. So, very, very good start for him. Meanwhile, Smurf, he's got the Centaur Conqueror, but ping coming out. Yeah, they've seen him. Sword doing a lot of work. It sees the Enchantress walk up here. And now they know, I mean, if they try to rotate Smurf to the top, Hana's going to be fine. So, he really, really wants that Invoker, but just the good scouting, good ward placement allows them to be very, very safe. And yeah, Invoker, 11 for 4, doing quite well for himself. Level 4 here. So far, it hasn't been going great for Impervious. They do have the advantage that Lubby has really not been able to level effectively. They're just pulling these camps right now, trying to get a few levels on the Bane and the Alchemist. So they're a level behind. Of course, Enchantress is a jungler. She's going to be able to level more effectively in general. He's got the 2 Centaur Conquerors now. Could be trouble for Hana, except for the fact that the lane is... Well, the lane is coming up, but he's going to just hang out at his tower, most likely. He knows the danger of the Enchantress. And yeah, they're just using the Conquerors to help farm up. Insidious C leveling quite well on the Rubik. He's level 3. In fact, he's halfway through level 3. And will they go for the kill on Hana? He's still playing very, very, very safe. Here it comes. Nope, he'll peel back. Smart play from this Darkseer, playing quite defensive, trying to avoid giving up an unnecessary kill. And Ninja Boogie, I mean, just doing his best to control the late. He's got 15 denies, higher than anybody. In fact, higher than everybody else combined. And he's just going to... gets the catapult. So he's last hitting very well. He did get the brown boots. I expect him to maybe go for Midas now. It's been pretty safe for him, so... Midas will be what it wouldn't surprise me. Will Pelosa be able to secure the rune? No! Nyx Assassin gets the rune out from Invoker, and Invoker completely dry on mana, even more so after the mana burn. So a great stun and pickup of the rune coming out from Impervious, and that's very, very important for Nyx Assassin to keep that regen rune away. Spike Carapace just to stun up Invoker, and this will pull the lane back substantially. He can always use the regen to fill up his mana completely. Meanwhile, a little bit of pressure coming out. Acid Spray actually used by Lubby to defend this, and actually the heal forced out from Smurf because he took a lot of damage from that tower. And the push doesn't come out, honestly. The Hellbear Smasher, in fact, going down to 7 HP. Yeah, he's just going to get denied by Lifestealer. Yep, Midas for Lifestealer, Midas for Mirana. Lifestealer is going to do more than Mirana is, honestly. I mean, Lifestealer is going to be able to do more with the same level of farm. But you want, if you're farming this Mirana as your one role, if you're farming this Mirana as your one role, you really want to be able to get to the high levels of farm, the high levels of levels early. So this nice 5-minute Midas is going to be very useful for GPX to actually get to the point at which Mirana matters. She just doesn't do any damage auto attack until quite a few items in, like 2 or 3 major items. So the Midas will be much needed for her. I expect to see with 1.3k gold up for Pelosan, I expect to see a Midas for Invoker as well. You can see that even with the Quas first, he has gone into that standard Exort Quas build. He's going to go 4 in Exort, then 4 in Quas for the Forge Spirits. Eats another stun. This lane is not fun in general, but honestly, because of that first blood and because of the just additional harassment, he's been able to get ahead. Enchantress hasn't been able to do anything in this lane, and so it's been a very happy lane for Invoker compared to usual, honestly. He's going to be really, really happy with how this is going, with 26 for 9 to the 18 for 5 on Nyx Assassin. Picks up every last hit under the tower, doing very, very well for himself overall. And here's the smoke coming out. Nyx Assassin is level 6, hasn't had to use the Vendetta yet. Smurf carrying a Hellbear Smasher in tow. Not the best, but here comes the Vendetta. They're just going to use the D-Smoke as an indicator of when they're close to... Oh, Bane causes the D-Smoke. They will have seen this, but they haven't seen the Bane just yet. Bane pulling back. He's in the trees. They're going to try to trap Chibi X. Uh-oh, here's the Hellbear Smasher. Slows him down. Oh, what timing! Actually, the Vendetta comes out. The stun will hit. Bane is extremely low, but the Hellbear doesn't land the last hit. Oh, this is turning around. Here's Pelosan on the Invoker. He's got the Midas recipe, and they're turning this around. Lubby stuns himself. They've rotated 4, actually, but they don't get a kill. Of course, neither does Impervious. Maybe 1 teleport too many from first departure, but they do deflect the gank, and no kills coming in on Chibi, nor onto the Bane. Honestly, I feel that was just miss micro from Smurf. The Hellbear Smasher could have delivered the last hit on the Bane and killed him. But a very well-timed Nightmare, of course, from Bane keeps him alive, and first departure walks away from that. The rotations, it doesn't end up costing anybody any XP relative to each other just because everybody brought up quite a few heroes over. But Ysera, he's not going to be happy with the fact that his first Vendetta didn't pay off. He does have a DD rune. So he's got DD rune and another Vendetta coming in 5 seconds. Will they be able to make something happen with this? Lubby is nowhere near his ultimate. He's only got 455 HP with no regen. Oh, here it comes. Telekinesis. Centaur Stomp. There's the stun from Ysera. He's got Vendetta and the DD rune. Yes! The kill is picked up onto the Invoker. A critical kill, in fact, because he's trying to farm up for that Midas. He's got the recipe, but no gloves. And it'll be a long time before he gets those gloves. In fact, he may even need, though, a welfare TP or just wait out the money for the TP. Nice kill for Impervious. The Telekinesis into Centaur Stomp, a very long stun. And Lifestealer is farming his little heart out. Actually, where is that Midas? Huh. No Midas, I guess. Oh, Sunstrike. Ninja Boogie takes a big hit, but immediately responds with the Infest and will survive. Not nearly enough to kill him. So actually, Chibi is going to get several extra activations of his Midas. I think he's already used it at least once, maybe. Yeah, I think twice. He's used Midas twice before Ninja Boogie even picks this up. If Ninja Boogie is going for that, he's not going for the fast armlet or something. Well, we'll see in a second. Yeah, it'll be Midas, but it'll be a pretty late Midas for my... Considering the fact that Lifestealer is 54 for 23, and Chibi X is 42 for 10, I really think that Lifestealer should probably have gone for the Midas before the phase boots. Like, if you're going to build it early. Unfortunately, Impervious is going to have a little bit of a disadvantage on carry farm. Well, on the farm they're getting from the Midas specifically. Arcane Boots up for Nyx Assassin. He'll have that sustainability. And he is getting his levels. I mean, Ysera is doing fine on levels. Only behind Chibi X is the highest level because of that early Midas. And now that this is basically a tri-lane, I mean, Chibi X is losing a little bit of XP here. 4-4-1 build. Very, very standard for Chibi. He's just got the arrow, the Starstorm. Gets away from... Really doesn't want to take that Astral Spirit hit. It's just so annoying. And meanwhile, first departure supports are really struggling. I mean, level 4 for Bane, who really wants 6. Level 4 for Alchemist. Actually, Hana being harassed. Here's the Telekinesis post-surge. He's got 1 second left for it. Doesn't matter. Centaur Conqueror Stomp will finish him off. In fact, the Lifestealer gets the last hit. This might even be a free tier 1 tower. Smurf has to deflect this tower aggro. He does. The Alpha Wolf helping out with a little bit of damage. The Fortification comes out from first departure. Will they actually teleport anybody over? I don't feel that they will. This will be the first tower for Impervious and a 2-to-1 kill lead. A nice little rotation here from Insidious C and from Smurf. And tower goes to Ninja Boogie. Extra farm for Lifestealer, to be very happy with that. Meanwhile, Lubby found out in the bottom. And another good laning phase for Impervious. The last hit comes there for Elder Titan, SXO. Good rotation from Ysera as well, of course, using that Vendetta. And 3-to-1 now is the scoreline. Chibi X feeling very unsafe, staying under the tower. And Elder Titan getting the levels as well. He's level 8, so he's up there right with everybody. Hana only level 6 on the Darkseer, so a 2-level disadvantage relative to where the Elder Titan is for the Darkseer. In addition to the fact that Elder Titan is just straight up a stronger hero than Darkseer is. We'll see how Pelosum does. I mean, he finally gets his Midas delivered. He's going to use it almost immediately, I feel. Maybe on the ranged. Gotta use that Midas. Well, he misses. That's like 30 extra seconds. I mean, he's going to use it on jungle creep. Actually, no, this is worth it because it's a Conqueror. Somebody probably told him that's one of the highest value creeps. If that's like an Ogre Frost Mage, it's probably not worth waiting. It's probably worth using it on a lane creep. But Centaur Conqueror is a much better creep to use it on than a range creep. So it's good that he waited. Gets a little extra gold. The Invoker really has to do a lot for them, I feel. Or this just... Honestly, the lineup, other than the Invoker, just doesn't provide that much. Chibi still hasn't died. He's the only person basically trading farm, but even so, Ninja Boogie is way ahead. On net worth, he's 1.6k gold ahead. He has a kill to his name. He has a tower that he got the last hit on. Chibi has neither of those things. He does have a Ring of Health. So, I guess maybe Lincoln Sphere for Mirana? This is a new... Lincoln Sphere first for Mirana, I feel, is actually a pretty bad build. I don't like it at all. I mean, it's good against... The idea here is that you use it for the Nyx Assassin or the Rubik Initiation, but it just does so little, and she's a hero that does so little in the first place. I don't think I like it at all. They're counter-warding this ward up here. It looks like a kill for Insidious. See a little bit extra gold for that Rubik. And here, the Enchantress Smoke runs out. She's going... Looks like straight Midas as well, although hers is a significant bit slower. And here comes the rotation. There's a Bane, but he's only level 4, so it's not very high. Oh, there's the chain. Bane into Mirana. Very, very quick kill on the Elder Titan. Here goes the trade. Soul Sunstrike way off the mark. Manages to hit a Sarah anyway, but they don't know that. Bane in trouble. The Vendetta doing a lot of damage, and actually the last hit goes to the Rubik. Another kill. They trade Bane for Elder Titan. Not bad, honestly. And Mirana walks away yet again. Actually gets the last hit on that. If they are going to go Lincoln's Mirana, they need it soon, so they're going to be happy that they managed to put a kill on the board. Haste Rune is up at top. Nobody picks it up just yet. Meanwhile, Pelosan's just harassing the tower a little bit. Still nothing coming from this Invoker. That first blood was really more due to the rotation of the Bane and the Alchemist. Oh, here's the Sarah. Doesn't have Vendetta for another while. He has been doing a lot of rotations this next Assassin, so he's a little bit behind on levels. Now level 8 to the level 9 on the Invoker. Of course, Midas plays a role there as well. But Asera, I mean, he's doing well. He's picked up 1 kill and 2 assists, only lost that first blood, and he's going to be happy as long as every Vendetta counts. Oh, he's taking so much damage. These Forge Spirits are so annoying. Maybe he'll go Midas as well, I'm not sure. I feel like Blink Dagger is pretty core for this mid-Nyx Assassin. They'll probably still do that. Oh, actually in the top, my bad. Missed out on Ninja Boogie getting ganked. They use the Darkseer Ultimate, they use the Alchemist Stun, all their spells, but they managed to kill this critical lifesteal that's been farming. Armlet after drums will be the build for him, but he eats a death. 3-4 now the scoreline. They'll be happy with that. Meanwhile, in the middle, just traded harassment again. The Forge Spirit's just annoying as Sarah. He was brought so low by them, forced to use the bottle basically for health regen. And Ninja Boogie, I mean, that's a critical death, honestly. Oh, actually, harassment to Hana. He eats the Troll Trap. Smurf 2 more hits. Actually, the Elder Titan Stomp helping them find that last hit. Hits level 9. Actually, 2-4-2-1 is the build for him. So not maxing that natural order. They know that they don't have that much to combo with it. But the Stomp critical to get the kill on Hana. In addition to the fact that they get the tower. So 2 towers up now for Impervious. 5-3 the score. Lubby stuns himself, not able to throw that out onto Insidious Sea. And this Rubik doing quite well for himself. 1-0-2, making 4 staff. Already about basically halfway. Basically exactly halfway to 4 staff. And arrow eaten. Or, what the hell? Stolen arrow eaten by the Bane. They basically ping out knowing that the Bane is there. Chibi, perseverance for him. So yeah, I mean, it looks like a Lincoln's for this Mirana, and that'll be a long time before she's really relevant. It's great that they got the kill on Lifestealer, because if he had Armlet already by now, I just feel like he'd be so far ahead of where Mirana is. Isera, he has his Blink Dagger. He's going to go use his Dex Vendetta pretty soon. With Blink, they can basically blink in, stun, get the free Vendetta, not worry about that potential Vendetta into stun chain missing. Insidious Sea, just checking whether the Ancients are stacked, also positioning himself. They could potentially try for another gank. Yeah, 4 staff Invoker, as we mentioned. Oh, the Stolen Arrow getting flown out. They see it coming, so they know that where Rubik is, basically. And that's why you see Rubik rotating to join his team, because he's given away his location with the arrow. 4 staff actually complete for Invoker. That's a very, very critical pickup for him to try to get away from some of these ganks that can come in onto him. And Chibi's still just farming away. He's up to 77 last hits, 27 last hits behind where Ninja Boogie is, who's should be finishing up his Armlet with the next creep wave. He'll actually TP over, so even pre-Armlet, he'll try to fight it out against Mirana, or at least get Mirana off the lane. If Mirana takes a long time to hit Lincoln's, I just don't see the Mirana doing anything in this game. I mean, Impervious, they're not ahead by that much, or as much as you might think given their lineup, but they are ahead 5k gold, and a lot of First Departure's gold is tied up in things like early Midas's, and just Mirana, part of Lincoln's. There's a smoke coming out for Impervious. It hasn't been spotted by First Departure. I don't believe they smoked somewhere around here, so just outside of the ward vision. Here comes the wraparound. They're going to try to catch First Departure out in this general area, but the entire team is here. It's going to be a team versus team. I feel like Impervious should have the advantage, but here we go. Here we go. Elder Titan throws out the Astral Spirit. Where's the Stomp? There's Lubby's stun coming out already. They don't have that much in the way of detection. There's the stun onto Pelosan, the Acid Spray, but here's the wall as Sarah taking so much damage. The Elder Titan Splitter will not do much, and nice deafening blast from Pelosan. Here's Chibi chasing, already has 1 kill to his name. He doesn't have another arrow available. Ninja Boogie is here, but he's already run away. Lubby with another stun. The Stomp hits nobody. Armlet finished. Oh, they missed the Nyx stun. That's what you can't afford to miss. Sarah takes a big stun to the face. Starfall will finish him off, actually the Invoker. But they killed Chibi X. 1 kill so far for Impervious, but this hasn't been that successful of a gank. Oh, there's the Fiend's Grip. Lifestealer is going to take it right the entire duration. The stun chased by Lubby. SXO now in trouble. This is an awful fight for Impervious, even with the buyback from Nyx. Oh man, that's another fight that they can't afford to lose like that. 3 for 1 plus a buyback as the trade. Impervious. They can't land their spells. They didn't have detection. The Moonlight Shadow threw them for a complete loop. They weren't able to finish the Invoker early in the fight. The turnaround came. The stuns came out. The Deafening Blast. The Fiend's Grip. Departure with an excellent counter initiation, taking the fight in the jungle. Oh, actually, Peloson, though, is in a lot of trouble. One more hit will do it. Oh my god, the clutch Cold Snap stuns Ysera, and he doesn't manage to spike Carapace in time. Invoker walks away from an easy kill for Nyx Assassin. The buyback could have been validated with that kill, but instead, all of a sudden, oh, wow. Nice wraparound from Nyx. He manages to get that kill. If he hadn't, it would have been calamitous, I feel, but instead he manages to make it his escape. After the kill, blinks away, and Peloson will drop eventually. 8-6 now, this kill lead for Impervious. They're going to try to take a tower. They do still have the tower advantage. They have all 6 outer towers available. Even with that win, Departure are still down, and they still have a Lincoln's Mirana that does next to nothing except spell casting. So, ooh, actually, will they find a kill? There's the open wounds onto Bane. The stun. Nice. They get him down before he manages to surge away. So, a critical kill for Impervious. They use their Midases again. Enchantress gets the Midas. Lifestealer gets the Midas, and they get the tier 1 tower in addition to the kill on Bane. So, first Departure, even with that teamfight win, are not out of the woods just yet. They still have a low-impact Darkseer, a low-impact Mirana. Darkseer does have the mechanism. In fact, they have the only mechanism on the board because Enchantress went straight for that Midas. Enchantress can make mech. Elder Titan can make mech. In fact, honestly, after the drums, I kind of expect Elder Titan to be their mechanism carrier here. Just because Rubik's going to really want to finish his 4th staff. He's 450 gold away. I think it'll probably be Elder Titan as the mech carrier. He's got the Soul Ring for extra mana, which he doesn't need for anything besides mech at this point. SXO, I mean, Power Treads, drums, fine loadout so far. Bane with next to nothing, 3 deaths so far, but he's managed to land the critical Fiend's Grip on Ninja Boogie, so he's had an okay game. Just the fact that Impervious do have this tower advantage, I really want this to be converted into Vision. They have 1 tower placed here, 1 ward placed here. They probably need another ward or 2, but other than that, they're doing fine. Ysera carrying a Lifestealer. I mean, the Blink Nyx with the Lifestealer inside him is able to do... I mean, it really is able to get kills. It should be a kill-generating machine. But First Departure know this. They know the Vendetta is up. They know Nyx isn't on the map. They may even have seen him pick up an Invis Rune, so... Oh, actually... Moonlight Shadow coming out for them. Nyx spotted it. They've pinged it out. Lubby now chasing his 4-step, but he doesn't reach the high ground with it. He's going to stun himself in range of the tower. So Impervious know exactly well. Here comes the next assassin. Lubby still alive. Deafening Blast. Ninja Boogie Fiend's Grip as well. Lubby taking a lot of damage. The Chemical Rage keeps him up so far. Not quite enough. Hana very low. Throws out the wall. Meanwhile, Enchantress dealing damage a lot. Peloson's trapped under tower, taking so much damage. 1 more tower hit will kill him. So is Bane. 3 more deaths. They lose Ninja Boogie, but that's a good trade for Impervious. Even with the Lifestealer down, Ysera still chasing. He's got the Blink Dagger. He's got stunned in 1 second. Will he be able to catch Chibi? No. Not wanting to go past the tier 1 tower. They lose Lifestealer again, but Lifestealer did manage to finish the Armlet. He's got most of the Skull Basher. They'll be happy to trade that for Invoker, Bane, and Alchemist. Impervious winning that critical fight again. If First Departure, I mean, getting the Alchemist stunned under the tower. He took so much damage. They initiated earlier than they wanted to. You saw that wall just not have the impact they quite wanted. They chased off the Lifestealer, but even so, Enchantress's damage is starting to get scary. You look at these levels. She's level 11, right up there with the clump of players. There's 5 players at level 11, 2 players at level 12. She's going to have Aghanim soon, too. I mean, she's more than halfway. Has the point booster, is able to get one of the 3 1k costing items. And Elder Titan picks up a full mech off the gold from that fight. SXO didn't have an amazing start, but he's Elder Titan. He's an OP hero. He's able to make that mech. And Impervious, if that fight went well, the fights in which they actually have a mechanism to respond to First Departure's mechanism are going to be even better. And this Bane, they did land the Fiend's Grip. It did lead to that critical kill on Ninja Boogie, but other than the kill on Ninja Boogie, they weren't able to make anything happen in that fight. And First Departure, I mean, they're just not able to make everything they wanted to happen so far. At Impervious, that'll be basically a 7.5k gold lead. First Departure basically caught up around that last fight, but Impervious has built a healthy lead again. A tower lead. They have the better push in general. And meanwhile, Ultimate Orb built for Peloson. Probably just the Scythe of Vice. He built the orb first for the extra HP. His survivability hasn't been the greatest in these engagements, so he wants that extra HP. Rubik finishes 4-step. I mean, a lot of items hit for Impervious. I mean, just looked at the items they've built since that last fight. They've got the Ninja Boogie, doesn't have anything extra, but they do have the mech for Elder Titan, the 4-staff for Nyx, and now a 4-staff being built most likely for Nyx Assassin. This could also be Dagon, but I think it's probably going to be a second 4-staff. Roshan, the next target for Impervious. They don't have any armor reduction. They don't have a medallion. They do have natural order, but they're just able to go slowly. They have superior vision. They have the tier 1 tower, although it's very, very low. 60 HP. It looks like the last hit will go to Chibi. Yeah, they attempt to deny, don't quite get it. So Chibi manages to get that. He'll finally be able to have his Lincolns at about 600 more gold, and then maybe, we'll start seeing this Mirana make items that actually make an impact in the game. I mean, honestly, he's farming well, so Mirana is only 1.6k gold behind in net worth relative to the Lifestealer. The problem is the Lifestealer's got items like Basher and Armlet, and Mirana has Lincolns, but I think this should still be okay. Medallion being built for Lubby, he actually has it in 3 gold, so he's going to build straight into that Medallion. Probably going to buy out for it, not going to save up buyback, so Alchemist will be able to give a little bit extra damage, primarily for the Mirana. And honestly, Invoker's Forged Spirits will also be giving damage to the Mirana in the form of de-armor effects, so Hana and Bane starting to siege the top a little bit. They really need to put some more towers on the board. The towers are very low. This one is 3 HP outside of deny range. Impervious have the fortification available. It looks like they're going to try to contest. I mean, they do have the blink on the Nyx. They have the Elder Titan. Maybe they can at least pick up a deny. The extra credit would be if they get the deny and they manage to get a kill or two. The deny should be easy. I mean, they've cleared the entire creep wave. In fact, yeah, you're going to see First Departure realize that there's no way that they get this tower. In fact, they could potentially be sabotaged, especially with the Nyx. So they'll take the tower. I mean, they'll allow the deny to happen and just pull back. So now tower is starting to be more or less balanced. It's just this tier 1 bottom for Dire, which has... When Rosh isn't up, this really doesn't have that much impact on the game. Radiant can't contest this Ancient Spawn, but with the heroes that we see here, Ancient Spawns are not quite as important anyway. Alchemist is really the only guy that's going to be chain clearing those Ancients. So this tower doesn't make the biggest impact except just the gold that it gives you. And ChibiX is farming so well that he's starting to equalize this advantage that Ninja Buggy has. The only thing obviously being, what are you using that net worth for? And so far he's using it for a Lincolns. He's got this. Is this a Platinum Baby Roshan? Damn. Damn, folks. Alright, you can't do the showcase view, but pretty nice. See what item Chibi goes for next. I mean, that's what I'm really looking for, is what damage item he adds onto this. Meanwhile, Invoker, actually very, very close to Scythe of Vice. Very close. I mean, he only needs about a few hundred gold to make that Scythe. Oh, Enchantress. They have probably spotted Chibi, but they're really far away. Sarah is carrying Lifestealer in tow. He's almost got his 4-staff, but Chibi walks away. So this is a lot of time spent by this Impervious team, basically not doing anything. They're just rotating around the map, trying to set up ganks, but you've got First Departure are split up into the guy that can escape really quickly, Hana, the guy that can escape even quicker, Chibi with the phase boots and the leap, and the other 3 just stay as 3. They just protect Invoker while he farms. They're aware that they're going to hold their levels down. In fact, this Alchemist is only level 9. But level 9 is enough for a maxed stun, and that's all that Lubby really cares about at this point. He just wants to protect that stun. Impervious realize that they need something, so they're going to go for the tier 2 tower. Even as, yeah, actually, the tier 2 tower is probably going to end up traded. First Departure pressuring 2 tier 2 towers. Impervious is just wasting time. They have a little bit of an advantage, but they're not finding kills. Chibi probably gets the last hit. This is not a good trade at all. They need to press forward, and yeah, they're going to go for the tier 3. They're not carrying any Enchantress groups, so no extra. Oh, nice Sunstrike. Uh-oh, Boogie takes a big hit. SXO takes the Alchemist stun right to the face as well as the Medallion, and Acid Spray as well as the Force Spirits chase them off. This is not a good trade. In fact, Chibi is sieging their tier 3 Impervious. Are they carrying TPs? They are. They have 3 TPs, 4 TPs available. Everybody except Ninja Boogie, and Ninja Boogie has the Aegis. But they have to start using their time effectively as Sarah. Ah, he's carrying Ninja Boogie. Oh, they're chasing Chibi, but he's so fast. He has 406 movement speed. Nice 4-staff forward. They pop the Lincolns. There's the stun. Chibi is probably going to get brought down. The Basher. Bash, bash, and yes, the Nyx Assassin finds the last hit with the Vendetta. A critical, absolutely critical kill. at least they get something, because they lost 2 towers for 1, but they do get the Mirana, who is tied for the highest level on the map with the Lifestealer. A kill that if they hadn't gotten that, I don't even know how this game would be going. Oh, no Force Staff for Smurf, but he's just out of range. Lubby, he gets Force Staff forward after the stun on himself, and Smurf just denies the regen rune on his way out. He's very close to... Actually, with one more Midas activation and 1 set of jungle creeps, he will have his Aghanim Scepter, so that's another source of damage from Impervious. Even though they haven't been controlling the pace of this game as much as they want, the fact is, they're still a little bit ahead. They still have some time. They're definitely ahead on levels because the Bane and the Alchemist are really struggling to find levels. Rubik has been having a great time, and even if you look at his net worth, it's ahead of the Alchemist, substantially ahead of the Bane. The Nyx is doing fine. The Enchantress is doing great. Impervious still have a very potent lineup, and in fact, they should have the advantage at this point in the game. The only issue is they've dithered for so long, rotating as 5 and not getting that much equity out of the rotations, that there's been time for Pelosan to build up the Scythe of Ice, probably tier 2 boots in a moment as well, maybe even travels again, like the last game. But this Aegis, what have they used this Aegis for? Basically nothing. I mean, the only kill that's happened while this Aegis has been up was that 1 kill on Chibi that they certainly did not need the Aegis for. Their tier 3 push did about 500 damage, but no more than Chibi's push did, which actually almost got this tower down. And I mean, the Lincolns from Mirana, as effectless as it was, because they just ended up popping it with Force Staff, he has time to farm, and he's still keeping up with Lifestealer. He's got the Yasha. He can make this straight into Manta if he wants. They already, I believe, have a drum. No, they don't have a drum, so somebody's going to make drums sooner or later, but probably not Chibi at this point. He's going to go for higher value items. Meanwhile, in the middle, push coming out from Impervious. They want another tier 2 tower. They've actually successfully stomped Pana, and this should be a max rank stomp by this point. Yeah, it is. But they lose Aegis in 3 seconds, so they won't have those 2 lives to make this push happen. Lubby, hanging out up here. He has no... I mean, he's just gone the exact same build he did last time. Medallion, then Vitality Booster Treads, and then whatever he decides to make next. Oh, here he comes from the high ground. Stun comes out into Insidious Seed. The Acid Spray is up. They actually already killed 1, though. Bane forced to buy back. Didn't manage to land his Fiend's Grip there. Chibi X is in the backcourt. He's already mechanismed up. There's the Vacuum. They haven't gotten that much done yet. Oh, nice kill. They already killed Nyx and Rubik. Lubby chasing Ninja Boogie. He's in trouble. He has 3 seconds until range. Oh, no. Nice long duration Fiend's Grip. Long distance Fiend's Grip, I should say. And that's a triple kill for Mirana. Not good at all. They lose Ninja Boogie before even Rage was up, so he wouldn't be able to deflect any damage while inside of that Fiend's Grip. Nice buyback in the end for the stand-in Bane, and that's probably the most important play he's made all game, is to get that buyback. Lifestealer has his own buyback, and they'll have to use it because, oh no, SXO is caught out. Where's the stun? No, he Force Staffs himself to the high ground. Is there a Force Staff coming out from them? Oh my god, Lubby is right there. Will he land the stun? Yes, SXO is stunned, but they have a backdoor protection. Oh, stun. Arrow hits. They don't even need the Nightmare in SXO. The Elder Titan is brought down. That's 4 kills in a row for Chibi X33. Has the full Manta style coming out to him. And they're going for the tier 3. There's only 11 seconds respawn left. Will they have to use respawn for Ninja Boogie? It looks like they probably won't. Oh, there's the Sunstrike onto Smurf. He takes a lot of damage on this Enchantress. She has such low HP. It looks like the tier 3 will go down. First departure. Another 1 fight, completely turning the game around. And now Forge Spirits are sieging the high ground. They're just going to go out. They use the Ice Path to cover their retreat. And Impervious, every time they try to take an advantage, they just get slapped down with 4 kills coming out from Mirana. A little bit of trolling here, actually. Bane uses Nightmare defensively on Darkseer. Luckily, Impervious were not in hot pursuit at that time. And Mirana now farming. I mean, forget everything I said. I mean, the fact that she went Lincoln's, it just doesn't matter because he picked up so much gold off that last fight. He was basically tied in net worth relative to Ninja Boogie, and now he's 2.5k net worth ahead. He's just doing amazingly. 556 gold per minute now. And now, Mirana's the threat. Oh, but here it comes. Oh my god, that leap timing was amazing. They don't get the stun just yet. They still have Impale available. He mantas, but doesn't manage to dodge the stun. Chibi, most likely done. There's the nice. Bash. They managed to get him. And now, Lifestealer, though, Ninja Boogie, he's in a world of trouble. He has 9 seconds left on his Rage cooldown. It's been nerfed so many times. There's the KS Meteor off the mark. He has 4 seconds. Fiend's Grip is used, and they trade the Lifestealer for the Mirana. Oh, Pelosan taking a lot of damage. The mechanism is used. There's the wall vac. combo. Is Sarah trying to trade out with the Bane? Hana taking a lot of damage. There's the Enchantress. Impetus. They're trying to bring down the Bane. The Bane takes a lot of damage. He manages to... No! He takes the kill even after he tries to... Oh no! Enchantress does so much damage, but here's Lubby trading off. There's the Acid Spray as well. Splitter completely off the mark. Lubby now Chemical Raging as he flees. Pelosan is waiting for his cooldowns. He's got another Invoke available. It's going to be a Tornado. It hits 2. It'll get Lubby out of the fight. And a fight that was potentially very bad for Departure. He does eat a spiked Carapace, but Lubby says, go away, throws out another stun, and SXO forced to give up the chase. So they lose Murano, they lose Bane, but they trade Ninja Boogie. And without Ninja Boogie, I don't think that Imp can push up to the high ground. Oh, Sunstrike, it misses, and Enchantress will walk away. 1.4k gold. I mean, Enchantress, Smurf has been playing his heart out, honestly. 4-0-4. He's going for the Mask of Madness. He knows he needs to deliver the damage, especially if Ninja Boogie is locked down. So he's going to pick up that Mask, and he's just going to go high damage, kill everybody, try to get the Mirana down, try to get the Invoker down. I can't fault this decision one bit. He hasn't died, so clearly he's not being focused. Ninja Boogie's the one been eating the focus fight after fight. So, not an amazing fight for Departure, not an awful one either. They don't lose anything substantial. They lose the Mirana, of course, and the Bane dies, but Bane can die as much as he wants this game. He is making BKB, so once he gets the BKB, Impervious have no disables to get him through Fiend's Grip if it's on Ninja Boogie, which he'll be on every time. Thing is, Rubik, surprisingly, Insidious C hasn't been able to pick up that Fiend's Grip at all. He is making Aghanim Scepter, so... Yeah, Sunstrike just to annoy Smurf. It's going to take about a third of his health, but now he has Lifesteal, right? He has Mask of Madness. And, I mean, Insidious has had a good game as well. Only 2 deaths, 8 assists. And if he makes Aghanim Scepter, this Rubik could be a major factor in this game. Chibi? Uh-oh. Here comes the Sarah. They've picked him up. They don't have detection. No detection available. Oh, in fact, Chibi wants to trade off. He's just hitting Insidious C again and again. The Chemical Rage might get him out of this fight. Has Chibi X ever extended? No, because the Sarah simply doesn't have the damage. It's such a efficiency build. Oh, Fiend's Grip interrupted by the Earth Splitter redirect. SXO, however, takes a fall. Ninja Boogie in so much trouble. He's in the middle of everybody. They body block him and take him down with the Forged Spirit damage. And that's a triple kill, actually, for Hana. Finally finds the positioning for the wall vac. This is such tight quarters, and this will go straight into Roshan. Chibi X gets the Alacrity. They didn't get the kill up top. Nyx, Assassin, and Rubik weren't in place, and without them, they lacked the team fight, even as a fight exploded under their noses. The Aegis taken up by Chibi. He's got enormous net worth. Ninja Boogie has just taken so many deaths this game, even though he's picked up Abyssal. He's on the ground. In fact, because he picked up the Abyssal, he doesn't have buyback for 30 seconds. The Elder Titan, he doesn't have buyback either. Enchantress will be up in 10 seconds, but the problem is there's no tier 3 tower here. Here comes Lubby, eats the stun from a Sarah, but this Nyx has no damage. Without the lifesteal, without the Enchantress, they don't have the damage. They only have utility, and Insidious C takes a big stun. He's forced to go away, and this is definitely a Rax. They use the fortification. They're trying to buy time. 10 seconds until Ninja Boogie is up, 2 seconds until Elder Titan is up, but this is probably the melee Rax. Chibi, with the Forged Spirits, is just going to take this down and just leap his way on out if he needs to. Sarah, he's going to try to chase, but it's way too late. Blink Dagger, it's been disabled. He's taking damage from the Forged Spirits. They prevented him from being able to blink. He's still got the Blink Force Staff. Can he chase anybody? Chibi, he is waiting to leap until Sarah tries to charge him. Nope, it's not going to happen. And besides, 4 players on first departure of buyback. Impervious, they have to be feeling frustrated because they're feeling a second game slip out from underneath them. Life Sealer, they just can't keep Ninja Boogie alive. He has 6 deaths. In fact, he has the most deaths on his team, and that can't happen. You cannot have... When you're in a mostly a solo core lineup like this, your Lifestealer can't have the most deaths. Isera, he's smoked up. He wants to use his Vendetta at the right time too. He's just going to bottle up to full. This has to be effective. This is the gank that makes the difference. Oh, Moonlight Shadow getting thrown out. Lubby, he's running out of stun time though. He doesn't manage to throw out the stun. Isera is on the high ground. Will they try to counter gank here? Have they made the mistake of not having detection again for the Moonlight Shadow? It's ticking down. There's still plenty of time on this haste rune. Oh, the Bane is now in sight. They know exactly where he is. Isera, he's going to blink down. He goes right into Hana. He can't figure out who to stun. They get Bane. Bane definitely doesn't have a buyback this time, does he? No, he doesn't. Chibi is on the backside. Ninja Boogie, he actually uses his Abyssal to secure the kill on Hana. So the wall isn't that effective. They steal the wall. In fact, Chibi, he's in a bit of trouble. He's going to lose his Aegis possibly. Yes, he does. This is a great fight so far. Ninja Boogie, he's got the open wounds. Lubby eats a quick quick Skull Basher. They've killed 4 so far. And here's Chibi fighting it out. He's already lost the Aegis Sarah. He misses the stun. He can ill afford to do that. They have the Stomp, but they don't have the Spirit to do it. So Chibi walks away from this fight. But still, that is 4 kills, one of which was an Aegis, 3 of which were pure out-and-out kills. So Impervious finally picking up a great fight. They steal the gem out from First Departure, which is critical. First Departure, we're using that gem to spot out the Nyx Assassin. So, great fight for Impervious, especially managing to lock down the Darkseer, ensure that the Wall of Replica wasn't a factor. Nice tornado coming out from Pelosan, but it is solely a delay tornado. They want to get Lubby back up. He's got 3.4k gold, oh my god. 4k gold for Darkseer. They're going to keep all their buybacks. This is smart. They've got 3 seconds for Darkseer, 10. Oh, EMP. This is great high ground defense from First Departure. Just wasting time of Impervious, not using any buybacks because they know they might need them for the high ground defense. And Asera, he's made the impact, but have they gotten quite enough? They're down a Rax, they're down a melee Rax in the mid, and they weren't able to get high ground off that fight. I think Impervious need one more really good fight to really secure an advantage. Oh, there's the smoke. They're going to respond by immediately trying to chase them. But did they get spotted out? Well, no, the Sentry Ward isn't going to see them, obviously, with the smoke changes. So, Impervious pulling back very intelligently. Will the smoke ant come to anything? I'm actually not clear. In fact, it actually looked like they used 2 smokes. So do they have any left after this? They have 1 more left. 3.3k gold for Chibi. He's got this Chrysalis. He can make the Daedalus soon. He's just holding buyback. Oh, here comes Arrow. They've been desmoked. Oh, there's the 4-staff forward from Pelosa on the Tornado just on 1. Oh, here's Smurf responding. Hasn't used the Mask of Madness just yet. The stolen wall already coming down from Rubik. He's stolen another wall, but that's useless. But they kill Darkseer extremely quickly. And here comes the chase. Oh, Splitter coming out. They've captured Bane. There's the kill. They actually use Abyssal to secure it. And another 2 kills for Impervious. They're taking control of this game very effectively. Bane is the one hero on First Departure that does not have buyback, keep in mind. So he's on the ground for 40 seconds. 50 seconds for Darkseer, but if they need to, they'll buy back. First Departure, it's kill after kill. That wasn't the fight that takes control of this game, but it's another fight that keeps First Departure from extending their lead. Lubby is just going to go straight for the exact same build he was last game. He wants that Assault Karas. It'll be absolutely very, very important for Chibi to do more damage, and the Karas is exactly what it wants. It'll reduce the armor, it'll make those crits bigger in magnitude, it'll give him some armor, and of course it'll give attack speed to the Alchemist as well. I mean, once Lubby adds a Karas, even though his levels haven't been great all game, he is level 14. I mean, that Karas will absolutely let him deal good damage and become another alternative damage source. Except when he's stunned due to the Spiked Carapace from the Nyx Assassin. So this game, in my opinion, is still very precariously balanced. You see the gold is very close after that great fight for Impervious. The XP is completely not different. Departure are up that mid-tier, that mid-racks, but honestly, as the game wears on, you might see that not make that big of a difference. The main thing is that Impervious are just going to get less farm in that. And again, for the second game in a row, I feel like Invoker, yeah, he's got amazing spells, but he just hasn't been that impressive. Now, of course, Pelosan has finished a Aghanim Scepter, so those Invokes are going to be coming out fast and furious. We'll see if Invoker is really able to take control of the game. Of course, Impervious had a very anti-Invoker focused lineup. Their first 2 picks were Nyx and Lifestealer. So they're going to be focusing a lot of energy on that Invoker. And, of course, on the absolutely enormous Chibi X Mirana. 20k net worth now on Mirana. And yeah, you may not remember, but there's a tier 1 tower up here. Currently getting harassed by Mirana illusions from the Mantis style. Almost brings it to within deny range, but Chibi, he's been spotted. Of course, he has that Lincoln, so you can't. They won't be able to blink 4-staff stun. It has to be blink 4-staff to pop the Lincolns and then stun, or pop the Lincolns with something else, like maybe open wounds. I mean, they have so much lockdown. This Nyx carrying Lifestealer, if they jump on somebody, that somebody's unquestionably dead because they've got the 2.77 seconds on the Impale, in addition to just the Abyssal from Lifestealer, in addition to the Bash if he gets at all lucky. I mean, there's no way for anybody to escape him. That's really the problem, is that Hana in the last couple of fights has just died extremely quickly. It looks like he's going for a Scythe of Vice. That'll be the second Scythe of Vice for First Departure. Does that make a difference? Yeah, I mean, once Lifestealer is... Oh, here comes Asera. Nice stun. Oh my god, there's the Abyssal on Pelosan. Nice stun coming out from Lubby, but he eats the Spiked Carapace. And the stolen Fiend's Grip Insidious Sea is starting to make more and more of an impact. That's another 2 deaths. They lose Pelosan. They lose Lubby. Impervious are starting to look really good. And here's Chibi finds Smurf. They're actually trading hits. The stomp is... Oh no, Chibi X is stunned out by that stomp. The Mask of Madness just expired. Chibi is running for his life. He's actually TPing out because they knew they don't have a stun. Nice timing from that Mirana. Meanwhile, Sarah, he's vendetted up. There's the stun. There's the damage onto Bane, but he sees that Hana is here. He's forced to peel off. This is just not great damage from Nyx Assassin. He's not really able to solo slay these players. I mean, they're high enough level now. Even the Bane is level 12. Still trying to make that BKB. Bane has not been able to get anything done. Those Fiend's Grips were excellent early, but since then, I mean, he finally... Insidious, he had it stolen for the last fight. He's not going to get another Fiend's Grip out of this, but he's actually only 1k off of his Aghanim Scepter, crazily enough. So this game is heating up, honestly. I think it could easily go either way. Enchantress still farming up herself. She's got this Midas, of course. Now 2.4k gold on top of the Mask of Madness Aghanim Scepter. I think it's time for them. Oh, okay, they have the full Karas up on Lifestealer. The Blink finished for Peloson, so he's sideways moved into the same build that... I mean, he had the Scythe of Ice in between, which I think is better, but he does have Blink, Force, Scythe, Travel, so he has amazing mobility. If he dies, it's really on him. Elder Titan with the Hyperstone, what? Okay, so we may see Mjolnir from SXO this game? If this is a second cross, that'd be horrible. That'd be a complete waste of money. It has to probably be Mjolnir, I guess. So Elder Titan feels that his team doesn't have quite enough damage. He's going to go Mjolnir. It's a very, very interesting choice. Okay. 3.7k gold up for the Nyx Assassin, by the way. I mean, there's just a ton of gold floating around this game. Between the Midases and just how long the game's already been running, now that we're in our 43rd minute, about to get into our 44th, look at how much gold these players are carrying around. They want to save up buyback, they know how precarious the game is, but they also want to build big items. So I think we'll see some big items come out soon, especially for Nyx Assassin, which just has an enormous purse. He's vendetted up. He's got about half of the duration left on, about 25 seconds, and... yeah, they won't find Peloson is starting to play a lot safer because he knows how bad it's been the last couple of times. And Lubby, I mean, he's farming up trying to finish a cross of his own. Daedalus, plus 4k for Chibi. I mean, this is a scary Mirana. He's got this Lincoln's just for a little bit of extra survivability from initiations. And wow. Okay, this was a serious error committed by Impervious. This is 10,500 gold that most of it is wasted, frankly. They should not have gone 2 Karasas. I mean, even giving the benefit of the doubt, like, you're reaching the point in the game in which your fights are not going to be that split. You cannot go... They should have probably gone a Mjolnir on the Lifestealer if they were going to go cross on the Titan. I don't know. Oh, nice, though. This is an extremely surprising angle. Even if Departure had this warded, they probably expect the Nyx to be rotating and ganking, so they won't see this coming, and this is the Cheese Roche. This is an absolute... they scouted it out with the Forged Spirit, actually. Oh, here's the Sunstrike, but it's not quite enough, and in fact, this Roche is dropping way, way, way too quickly. First Departure will not be able to mount a force to take this Roshan in time. The Aegis is already picked up. The Lifestealer will take it. Enchantress will take the cheese. And actually, Impervious, that was a critical pickup for them, frankly. Meanwhile, Chibi's Illusions will just harass this tower a little bit. They do have amazing push, Departure, with the Manta, with the everything that they need. They have better push than Impervious does, unquestionably. But here comes Sarah. He's carrying a Lifestealer, and the Lifestealer has an Aegis. Will they be able to catch Chibi? This is going to be tricky. Chibi has the Lincolns. He tried to TP too early. He's locked down. The Abyssal is used. Excellent Tornado. Will he actually... Oh my god, that Force Staff. That was perfect play from Peloson. Will it be enough to keep Chibi alive? It may just be Peloson bailing out his friend with the Blink, Force Staff defensively, Tornado to get the Nyx, and Chibi makes it out the Mirana. If they had lost her there, that would be a tough loss. He would have had to buy back. Instead, he walks away. Excellent play from Invoker there, and First Departure stay. I mean, that wouldn't have been fatal, but they definitely stay in a position that they're happy with. The gold, extremely close. The XP, the same. This game is on the edge of a knife. Scythe of Ice finished for Darkseer. In fact, let's do an item inventory. Enchantress still pure damage. She's going to be able to get a little bit more survivability if she wants. Maybe even more damage layered on. We talked about the 2 Karasas, a huge waste, but it's still attack speed for Elder Titan at least. And, Tornado. Has it caught anybody? Nope, doesn't reach quite far enough. His Wex and Quas aren't quite maxed out. Only level 18 for this Invoker. Sarah for the next assassin. Looks like he's going probably Scythe of Vice. Oh, they've caught Chibi again. There's the Enchantress damage. He Mantas immediately and leaps. Will this be a turnaround? Uh-oh. Here comes the Enchantress. Already did that Mask of Madness damage. Extra taken. Meanwhile, Ninja Boogie is very, very isolated. SXO, CKS, and Sarah, they're just trying to leave this fight as fast as possible. Ninja Boogie. Oh, nice. He infests in the blink away. Peloson to chase. Misses the tornado. Force Staff to the low ground. Excellent play from Impervious. This is the type of Dota we like to see. Force Staff shenanigans on both sides, moving to and fro, hither and thither. They have used the wall, though. Darkseer gambled the wall in that fight. All they got was the Enchantress. Of course, Mask of Madness makes her take a lot of damage, but very intelligent play from Smurf. That's only his second death this game. He doesn't use the cheese. He knew that that wasn't going to be a bigger commitment. And Ninja Boogie finally is not dying. He was 3-6. He's now 7-6. So he's all right. For Sunstrike coming out. I don't quite know where it is. It doesn't look like it's picked anybody off. Aghanim Scepter complete for the Rubik, even as Butterfly comes out for Chibi X. So this Mirana is now officially huge. 5k gold ahead of the Lifestealer, primarily because he only has 3 deaths. The Lifestealer's 6. But that may have been his buyback. Yeah, Chibi is a little bit under buyback. He needs a creep wave or a couple waves of jungle creeps to actually get buyback. So they won't push until he has buyback, unquestionably. And keep in mind, this Aegis is still up for for Ninja Boogie. Although, only about 3 minutes left on it. So, again, I feel like Impervious are not using their Aegises especially effectively. Oh, Boogie is hit by Peloson. He uses the full combo, but it's not quite enough damage. He takes about half his health, but not even close to piercing that. He just really annoying him more than anything. Stolen, nice. Enchantress steals the Mirana illusion, just going to counter push with that. You're going to see that more and more, I feel, stealing illusions if they can. Yeah. Mask of Madness used as well, just for additional counter push. We'll see what Elder Titan makes next. I don't know. That chorus really bothers me, but it's okay. Haste Rune stolen up by the Bane. But again, it's going to be difficult for this Bane to do a lot of initiation. He still has next to nothing. Just look at this net worth. 2.5k. The next lowest person has 9k. That's the Rubik with the Aghanim Scepter. Just crazy, crazy, yeah. I mean, Bane cannot flash farm. Bane is a major... In these really, really long games, your Bane falls farther and farther behind. Because unless he's constantly getting kills, which means you basically won the game, why did the game go long? Bane is completely unable to get farm. Just not able to get farm except off of kills. He's horrible at farming creeps. So this BKB is going to come very slowly. If it ever does come, it could be effective. There's not a ton of ways that Impervious can remove it. They need Rubik to have stolen a Fiend's Grip, or they need a Splitter to land such that it moves the Bane. I mean, Splitter is definitely an option. Still, just gobs of gold on a lot of players. Actually, not as many players have buyback right now, which to me indicates that they no longer think that they're just going to end the game. You see players holding buyback when they really think like, oh my god, the game could end at any moment. But, yeah. Nonetheless, looks like both teams just content to farm for now. Lubby, of course, has his full cross. This is the issue for Impervious, I feel, is that this Alchemist is going to be a very potent carry threat later on in the game. I mean, he's right up there in levels. He's level 17 in this general clump that is everybody except Ninja Boogie and Chibi X. And, I mean, he's got Kuras. He can go into a Heart next, or even a Basher of his own. And he's going to become pretty scary. Whereas Lifestealer, I mean, he's got this... When he doesn't have Aegis, he only has 1 life. You've seen them effectively take him out in a lot of fights, or they've had to leave fights. And, yeah, I don't know. 5k gold for him, so we'll see what his next decision is. We might just see Heart on him, honestly, for a little bit of survivability. Blink coming out, meanwhile, for Lubby. He wants that initiation power. This is the preeminent support Alchemist item. So you can see he doesn't want to semi-carry just yet. He just wants to get those stuns off in a perfect position and really let his team coordinate effectively. Oh, meanwhile, Chibi X, they're trying to catch him again. There's another defensive tornado, but Boogie runs right through it. Unfortunately, it's not enough. The Astral Spirit will chase, but it's way slower than Chibi X, who with Leap travels at almost 500 movement speed. Alacrity just from Sarah. He's hunting. He's got Scythe of Vice, but is it enough? The Lincoln's is up, and Chibi X, I think, is going to walk out of this fight, yeah, with another Leap, certainly. Peloson just doing so much work to keep Chibi X's split push alive, and that was finally, I believe, the Tier 1 tower, so... Or actually, the Tier 1 tower is down already. Almost gets the Tier 2 off, though. Haste Rune. Chibi is just going to keep split pushing. He's basically fulfilling the Miracle role on this team right now. I mean, just constant push, constant farm. Yeah. filling that hole very effectively. 411 last hits for him already. Meanwhile, still a lot of time on this Roshan. I mean, at least a minute and a half, and we don't know how much additional time will be left on him. Enchantress farming up for her own Scythe of Vice. I wonder... My interest is to see whether Smurf will buy out for that Scythe. I suspect he actually will. He feels that maybe with Cheese he has enough lives to work with that. His next Midas activation is coming up as well. Meanwhile, MKB is the pickup for Lifestealer. Makes perfect sense, as of course there's been a Butterfly on Mirana for quite some time, although we haven't had a major engagement since that Butterfly. Both teams have been playing quite a bit of Keep Away. Boogie just... Chibi is just sending these right up into the tower, but they'll be lifted up. Yeah, they definitely don't want to take any more tower damage than they have to. Impervious, it still seems, are on the back foot in terms of... I just don't feel like they're really in control of the pace of the game at all. When First Departure wants to push, they push. When they don't want to push, they don't. Still, there is a tier 2 tower up. The staging area for Roshan is a little better for Impervious. Actually, it's a lot better. I mean, they have the general dire advantage, plus they have this tier 2, so you can just see if you compare these. The buybacks from Departure will be way less effective, except for Invoker buyback. Invoker buyback will be very effective because they can Boots of Travel to, for instance, a Mirana illusion. They're trying to delegate a little bit of farm to the Spain as well. They want to get that ogre. They want to get that ogre club turned into a BKB, but it's just so hard to find farm for Bane. And Chibi, we'll see his next item pretty soon as he has 5.6k. But I want to talk about this. Halberd picked up for Elder Titan. They're going to try yet again, but he's long gone. There's just no way to catch this Mirana. In a fight, though, their main source of physical damage really is that Mirana, and if they've popped the Lincoln Sphere, Heaven's Halberd will disable her effectively for 4 seconds. So that is a good pickup for Elder Titan, unlike the Kuros. They're looping around the back. They want to catch Chibi as he's just going to try the same escape, and if he does... Oh, this is so delicate. Their vision just isn't that good. They think he's over here. Will he run straight into this? And will they be able to... Actually, Pelosan's on the opposite side of the map. Oh my god, they're looking at another camp. They might not catch him. They still haven't seen him. He's going to rejoin his team. Oh, this is tough. They haven't been able to find him. The Vendetta is actually almost expired. Oh, they see him. They're going to try to... But there's the entire team here. They can't do this. Oh, Hana's caught out. They actually used the Abyssal already, but Scythe of Vice, 2 Scythes of Vice on a Sarah. There's the Fiend's Grip as well. There's the Tornado from Pelosan. A wall is down. Pelosan already taking a lot of damage. He's actually stunned up as well. SXO's SCKS doing a lot of damage. Pelosan's lifted up again. The Elder Titan wants to get on him, but the Ice Wall, the Frost Wall is doing so much. They're forced to disengage as they simply cannot do any more damage to him. SXO, the Elder Titan, taking a lot of damage. He doesn't have buyback. Elder Titan does not have buyback, and he's trying to leave this fight. He's brought down by the extra damage, and that's 70 seconds with no Elder Titan. Enchantress is in trouble as well. He eats the cheese. I mean, he eats the stun. He doesn't have cheese. He's 90 seconds with no buyback. If he had just managed to dodge that arrow, they would have had something. But instead, no Elder Titan, no Enchantress. Oh my god, Impervious. They may have just given this game to Departure. They may have just placed it in their hands and said, here, take it. Nyx eats a stun. He's gone. He's killed almost instantaneously. Ninja Boogie on the ground. Oh, there's no buyback at all except on Rubik, and that is it. Impervious, they seem to have stabilized, and then in an instant of foolhardiness, they miss the opportunity to gank Chibi, and they chase what was a poorly positioned fight, and in less than a minute, they go from completely in the game to completely out of the game. That's Dota for you folks. It'll be First Departure taking the series 2-0, advancing to the semifinals to face Orange, and that'll be our final game of the broadcast today. My name is Vikromond, Vykromond. You can check me out on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and website. Oh my god, I feel so bad for Impervious. I really feel like they could have taken that game, but they just committed really hard on the Darkseer. They didn't quite know the positioning of every hero. They got chain disabled. They lose Ninja Boogie for the 7th time. Man! But First Departure can't take anything away from them. They take a well-deserved victory. Lubby with absolutely fantastic support Alchemist play both games, and Chibi really making his replacement of Miracle seem like not even that much of a downgrade in the end. He's playing very, very well. So, we have a semifinal series exactly 22 hours from now. So it'll be the same time as today, but it'll be the semifinal series. I'll get back to you guys on whether that'll be Mineski versus Myth Trust or whether it'll be Orange versus First Departure. But both promise to be very interesting games, and of course, just continue to support Southeast Asian Dota. Check out the RGN League You can check out Rapture Gaming Network in general. Just Google Rapture Gaming Network. I think it's rapturegaming.net or something, but don't quote me on that. And of course, Dota Talk does a lot of fantastic coverage of Southeast Asian events as well. Thanks for watching, and other streams you can check out today. Of course, I believe Dream League is still running. Navi versus Alliance should be still playing their games. I'm not sure. And LGD International are playing Tongfu in the Sina Cup. That should be on Beyond the Summit. I thank you very, very much for watching. Shiver will not be back tomorrow. She'll still be at DreamHack, but she will be back by Monday, I believe. Tomorrow I will be on the stream again, I believe. Maybe with a co-caster, maybe solo. We'll have to see. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good night.